I don't know what's going on. All right. Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of 1H Radio. I'm James Boyd and here Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just going through hell trying to get this thing set up, and here I am trying to
Yeah.
switch over the means of recording and distributing the show, and give the audience and listeners a little bit different ways to engage with us and build up the YouTube channel as well. And
Uh-huh.
the means of operation wants to act an ass. So I believe James is coming to us
Yeah.
via phone at the moment,
Yes,
but we
via
will
phone.
get
This
this right.
microphone you see is not plugged into anything right now.
This
Like it's plugged
this
into
will
my
work.
laptop. Like in fact, oh, look, enough. Cut the shit. Like, I don't need. It's pretentious. We don't do that. We don't do
All
that
right.
here. So yeah. Um.
But
Rich. I mean, what the hell is going on with the NBA, man?
oh my god, we got to start there, don't we?
We got to.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I mean, well, we haven't even previewed the season, like that sort of thing.
Right.
And then it's like, then you have the next day after. It's like it's almost like oh, we're gonna wait for you to start this season, and then once you start this season,
We on your
day
ass.
three, day three of the regular season, we on your ass. Yeah, yeah, that's what it feels like. Not really fair right now. Not really fair what they doing to Adam Silver right now. Is what he's deserved. But yeah, man. Where do
I
you want to start? Do you want to start with the scandal? Or you want to start with the previous season? Because I
yeah.
mean, I
So
don't know I don't know which one we do
the
first. Because
scandal. I mean, like we got to do
yeah,
that first.
okay. So
I got it all kind of
that,
lined up here.
okay. You feel free. I know there's three names in particular. You
Yeah.
know.
So basically, today the FBI announced a sweeping gambling and corruption investigation involving NBA figures with charges over against 30 people. So it's basically a sports and gambling and insider information scheme. They're leveraging non-public information involving NBA figures in about player availability or performance. There's also another part of it of an illegal poker ring that is allegedly rigged in advance, and they use uh, tampered with shufflers and hidden cameras and X-ray tables, and they lure in. Like a celebrity to basically pull in another person. They use that person's credibility to end up robbing them, and it has to is allegedly linked with the mafia. Yes, La Cosa Nostra, literally. And people that were charged in that were folks like Chauncey Billups, who is a Hall of Fame player. He's a coach as well for the Portland Trailblazers. Terry Rozier is in on this. He's been investigated on and off for going on 6 months. We talked about it on One Nation Radio with the Malik Beasley thing. That was the first domino to drop, and here we are.
Yeah, towards the end of last season. Yeah.
Yeah, Damon
Yeah.
Jones. He's named as he's a former player and he's a coach. Has ties with LeBron James. Was a kind of an anointed coach on the Lake. He was an unofficial coach on the Lakers staff. And then there's like games involving the Lakers, Hornets, the Raptors. I believe there's one other team. And Damon Jones was using insider information, whether LeBron James was available or not, to lay it on a Bucks Lakers game in 2023. The Feds say the
Yeah.
fraud basically it involves tens of millions of dollars. There's money laundering, there's wire fraud, there's extortion. I heard all this, James, and I was like, what does like Adam Silver do? This is terrible. This is the fight of this is the biggest thing since what that he's faced. The Donald
Donald Sterling.
Sterling.
And this is actually, as far as the long term credibility of the league, this is probably far more damaging, far more potentially damaging because this is kind of like the Donahue stuff that Stern dealt with, except like there's far more information, it's far greater reaching, and also Stern was able to get over the line. Is like it was this one rogue ref, and nobody else was involved. Never mind, Scott Foster was like this with Donahue. Never mind that like Donahue later on was like this game, and that game he thought also was rigged. Everyone was like this. Was that was head scratcher? That's bullshit. Like when you talk about Game 6 of the 2002 West Conference Finals, is like interesting. It's like luckily they were able to Game 7. Luckily there was a Game 7, and we saw what happened in Game 7, right? So
Since we bringing up old shit, can we get the 2004 NBA Finals struck from the record? You
yeah,
know,
you
with
sent me
Chauncey
that earlier
Billups. You
today.
know,
You sent me that earlier
since we
today.
clean up old stuff, let's get
I
that
know.
expunged from the record.
I'm I'm not here to clean up anything because I don't know how far reaching all this stuff is. But I mean, to be honest, ever since Donnie thing, I've always been dubious of the refs, right? Like there's always that. Like you watch these games, you see how inconsistent the whistles are from quarter to quarter, and you're like, what is going on? And I'm always like, this could be some bullshit. I'm always like, this could be some bullshit. And now, especially once we've gotten, how widespread the gambling has gone, how mainstream the gambling has gone, how these leagues have partnered, and even like the networks that are pumping money into these leagues with their TV for having their TV rights are also in bed with the gambling. It's nasty. And now the NCAA has said that, you know what? Our student athletes, it's okay for them to gamble on pro sports.
It's all almost
So what?
it's all interconnected now, whether it's connected or not, because of like the gambling, the gambling creep. Essentially, like this has been intrusive advertising that gambling is a serious thing, a problem for people. As you can see, these
It's right.
multimillionaires, they're out here trying to trick off for $50,000. Like that doesn't make sense.
But it makes sense when you realize you'd be like, hey man, you making all this money. What? Why do you have drinking and drugging problems? Why do you have problems with sex and women? It's an addiction thing. It's not actually. It's not about what it is. It's about what it does to your brain, right? So
Yep.
like in this particular situation, like it don't take nothing for somebody to meet the wrong person or the right person, depending on how you feel, and then you fuck off, and then next thing you know, you are now the person that is in charge of alluring people to these gambling, to these poker games, these illegal poker games where they got X-ray vision
Right.
on the cards.
That means
Like
you have no shot.
Chauncey Billups was out here setting people up. He was setting people up. There's no way around it.
Look,
Like that.
look. I think it's important for us to say this is all being alleged. These are allegations at this point. But if the FBI is on you, chances are,
You know what that conversion rate is.
yeah,
You got a 1 out of 20 chance of you being innocent.
yeah. So like, you're talking about the integrity that's getting fucked with the league. You
Yeah,
have the moral thing of like the insider information, what can be done with that information, and who gets
right.
access to this. This could
Yep.
literally be so large, like it can be as quote unquote small or big as they want it to be. Like, so if Damon Jones is like this unofficial assistant coach, who knows who he knows? Like, that's a trainer that has a contact on another team that has a contact
Yeah.
on another team. Who all those people know? We don't know how big this thing possibly is. And then like,
Pause.
yeah, you start thinking about like the like Chauncey Bills was leaving the courthouse or something in a Clutch Sports hoodie. Someone caught a
Are you
yes.
serious?
I'm dead serious. Like I sent it to the chat with JML. So it's like,
I
bro,
missed it. I
what
missed
the
that.
fuck is going on here, bro? Like Michael Jordan would never been associated with no gambling. So
What?
now
Excuse me? I'm sorry. As many tweets as we were sitting back and forth in the thing with JML about like, oh, in a different era, it shows him, in the baseball shit. A different era, a different era is him talking about, hey man, I just got a problem. Leave my dad out of this. Like there's all sorts of nasties when it comes to this whole thing about Jordan and everything. But like back to what's happening here is like this is wide reaching. I don't think it's the only situation of nonsense going on with people gambling. I think it's widespread or not widespread. I think it's common. I don't think it's uncommon. I don't think it's rare. I think there's lots of over the years people talking with it spreading injury history because like that's gamblers always have had that. Even the 80s they had that kind of information of someone ain't gonna be playing blah 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 and that's why they've been load management's been a big deal. That's another reason why the college football and college sports in general, like why they were really big, in the last few years about like the injury reports and how like not untransparent they had been in the past and how they kind of had to change that because it's like, hey man, people gamble on these games. You can't be out here with no actually have information out when people gamble on these games and people gamble on these games. So there's that. And like when it comes to what's happening in the league, DeJounte Porter last year, also the one that actually went in instead of Terry Rozier, who's about to go in now, or seems like he's about to go in now. It's like, yeah, man, like it is, as you mentioned, lots of money. People end up behind the eight ball, and they got to do stuff to make sure they don't get their kneecaps popped. So this is what ends up happening. And bro, when I saw that shit said La Costa Nostra, I was like, oh, it's over. Like
Yeah.
I was in a chat with
Leg breakers, as
Alex.
they call them.
Yeah,
A little bit beyond that.
amongst other things.
Yeah.
Um, but when they said that, I, I was like, oh, Chauncey Billups, like he's done in this town. He'll never coach in the NBA ever again
This is a wrap.
because it's like, I was like, yo, bro, like first off, like forget the whole idea of whatever. Like I'm sure there's something to say, hey man, you can't you can't be going in for this kind of shit. Like we wipe like this got to be caused. Ain't not like they finna pay. They're not gonna fire you and then pay you whatever they owe you, even though you just signed an extension. Like nah, bro. There's got to be something in this paperwork that say if the feds come for you, we ain't got to pay you a goddamn thing. So
The
and then for
the
me, it's
the,
like
the league has put Chauncey Billups on leave as well as Terry Rozier.
I'm sorry. Now, I remember when guys were getting in trouble for being known women, and amongst other things in the NFL, they were put on the commissioners list because like the players union would be kicking uh Goodell's rulings ass all the time, right? So they put him on this little list where like we put you off to the side. Adrian Peterson, you beat your kid with a switch, we put you off here, right?
Right.
Um, I don't know if there's one for the NBA, but there will be one soon. It'll be like, hey, that they will be like, I don't know what they're gonna call it, but we all gonna look at it and be like, oh, that's them.
Yeah.
You out here with real mob ties, actual mob ties. Like you out here. This is the this is the gambling anonymous situation right here. You got to get you over here and put you over this way,
Look,
and we'll see what we can do with you later.
and I got questions, for the NBA itself, like with Adam Silver, because you remember they've been running these investigations and then coming up like this, like we ain't find nothing and all that. I'm like, like they know what's going on
Terry,
in that league
I mean
office.
Terry Rozier. They cleared Terry Rozier, and all of a sudden, a few months, like less than a year later, all of a sudden it's like pick him up, book him, Dano.
Nah, Adam Silver got to come to the carpet. He's got to
Right.
come to the carpet. Like everybody connected is going to get called in into wherever the fuck the FBI gonna make them report and talk about this.
Right. Now keep in mind, you knew that game that was going to play with Kawhi and the All Star game being in at that new stadium for the Clippers, right? It's been a slow roll of that, and then after the All Star game, probably the day after the All Star game, that's when that suspension was going to come or whatever. Or they found it was going to come out, right? All right.
Or they
So
was gonna
now,
basically say, look, and they got like you mentioned, they've got that aspiration thing hanging over this, bro. Like the NBA has so many like scandals
no,
they're untying
but
right now.
But what I'm saying is that was what everybody's been waiting for. It's like, oh, you got look, it's real tough for Adam Silver right now. He's dealing with something he's never dealt with before. They're circumventing the salary cap, and he finna act dumb like this shit ain't been happening with Kawhi for years, right? They finna play that dumb. Now it's like, what's that? What's cap circumvention to the integrity of the sport, the
Like,
wins and losses,
like
the
it was
stakes.
like this. You talk about things that will turn people off from the league, right? As you mentioned, there are a lot of people that have suspicions of things, but and if they talk long enough, they sound like crazy people and
To be
conspiracy theorists,
And
right?
to be fair, there's no other sport that's easier to rig.
Right. But if it's out there in public, like, and it's written in black and white, like, yeah, these are the documents that says this is this, that's a lot different than feeling like something's off, than bringing up
Yeah.
a couple questionable games. This is like, this, what they call that shit, the death penalty? Like back in college with SMU, this is like the death penalty of public perception of the league. This is like,
Um. I mean, they could get away with it because of how popular sport is by just saying we're going to fire everybody. We're going to just funnel out everybody and then start over again. As far as everybody in administration, everybody that basically suppressed all this stuff, and then bring somebody else in, and they'll come up with some way to. They're $1 billion league that is funded by this many Prime, Peacock, NBC, ESPN, Disney. Uh, they're not,
and
but
all
they're
the
not about.
ownership groups.
Yeah, they're not about to die on this. They're going to stay alive. But so they'll come up with something to make people to give people to be like, okay, we've seen that you cleaned up the sport or whatever else, right? Like, I mean, it's not like baseball's dead,
Yeah.
and they had motherfuckers using their gills
Yep.
out, and they actually cared about the rules. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll survive. But I get you mean this will be a dark period if this shit, uh, some of the potential of this explodes in the way that it could. Pause. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like because I mean it's literally the wins and losses. It's points. It's wins and losses. It's motherfuckers out here that are in the league out here setting people up to get robbed,
Now I
and they
want to.
don't realize they're getting set up to be robbed because it's a game that they think it's a game of chance. Really, they got fucking
They got no
X-ray
chance,
on the yeah
bro.
yeah, and
The
then the thing
concept
that's
of
crazy
an
is like
X-ray table, that's out of this world, bro. Like who thought of this? Like,
um the mob.
that's crazy. Yeah.
He'd be like, who has resources for this sort of thing? The mob. It's either extreme, highly organized crime, or it's the United States government. Those are the only two options for this level of corruption. It is literally it's cops and robbers because the cops come in and say, "Hello, you know I do that. Only we can do this kind of shit and get away with it." What are you doing stealing these large $1 million of money and we can't tax it? You know what? We can't get doing all this shit until we get our cut. That's all you ask. All you need is a behind the wall over this shit. That's exactly what's going on.
I want to talk about the other angle of this with the FBI and Cash Patel and possible ulterior motives going on here.
Oh, yeah. Look. This is not a thing that is happening in only basketball. But what other major sports league in this country stands almost completely what do you call it almost completely from a optic standpoint in opposition to the current administration?
I would only say the WNBA, which Stephen A. Smith like kind of gave the game away, said he might come for them next.
Yeah, but also not big enough to not you don't score political points as many political points punching on the WNBA as you do the NBA because for like if you say who's the fifth biggest personality or celebrity in the W, what name will you come up with? Will you say it's Nafisa Collier? Will you say it's Asia Wilson for the fifth?
So I think it won't really matter though because they got the one. So
No,
like,
I'm just saying like I'm saying as far as like personalities or whatever the clash for political points, whatever else. Outside of Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese, they were like most of a major Americans don't care about these women in that way compared to oh my God, LeBron James called Donald Trump a bum on Twitter years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different thing. So, um, yeah, that's definitely at play here. That's
yeah,
definitely at play here.
and it's just like, all right, like I want to be mindful of a lot of that stuff before I start like digging off and like thinking everything's fucked up or whatever.
Hey,
But
I ain't got no problem with it. If they doing fuck shit, they should have been. They should have been doing it anyway. It's very similar to me, right?
oh, throw them
Rich,
in
you
jail. It
no
look.
no no. Here's my no. I'm not even getting into the jail thing. all my thing it comes down to is, hey, um, yeah, like
I'm
it's
also
just for me.
issuing a challenge too. We need to see the YouTube commenters versus the Twitch chat. The Twitch chat been some demons for years. So who's going to
Yeah,
rise up for the YouTube side? That's what I want to know.
I mean it's a little easier when you don't get your shit just pulled up on the screen that you said some absurd.
Oh,
But
check this out. It happens now.
okay, well we'll see.
We
We'll see
up.
we'll see if they course correct. We'll see if they course correct. But what I was saying is like, hey, um, oh, I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Cash Patel.
Maybe I'll get it back. It wasn't even about Cash Patel. It was about
Oh,
something
okay.
else. I lost my train of thought.
My bad. Yeah, but eh, yeah, everyone's gotta come to the light on this, and it's like, Windhorse was talking about the league does have like so much knowledge of all this, and um, you know, I just hope that the game I love is okay at the end of the day, and they clear all the shit out that can soil the good name of the NBA because
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
Continue.
go ahead.
Okay, so I remember what my train of thought was. The reason why I was like, you saying I kind of you kind of they possibly feel easy about like this administration punishing specifically and going after first this league, and I'm like, and you were like, they did it, they need to go. I was like, yeah, because like this fits very much in line with my like ethos when it comes to this stuff. Like, and then the whole thing is like, hey man, you can do most things that ain't exactly you can do something, you can get away with some illegal things as long as it's not immoral and you don't get caught. I'm the most things like, hey, you sold dope, you got caught, go in. That's
That's
penitentiary
that's
chance you
part of the
took.
rules. Yeah,
Yeah, right. But I also have the other thing was like a lot of this stuff comes down to like flat out stupidity, right? So as you mentioned, right,
yeah.
stupidity in like your whatever is the chemistry going on in your brain to say to take these ridiculous chances on the risk, on the thrill of or whatever, and the rush you get from this shit. I just don't rock with, right? And that's come down with when it comes to like the gambling addiction, right? So for me, when it comes to the biggest, like, I can't believe this athlete decided to gamble and piss away what they had come for him. I mean, there was a time where we had a face of the franchise, a face of the league quarterback said, "Hey, I want to get into gambling and throw him a $100 million contract," and his ass went away once. And what was sexy about the gambling was that, oh, he was gambling on dog fighting. That was the
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
That, but the main thing for me was like, look, quite frankly, not a dog person. Not don't hate dogs, don't love dogs, indifferent to dogs, right? Like, I forgot the word is, but neutral on
Indifferent,
dogs, whatever, right?
indifferent.
Indifferent, whatever. Don't one way or another, don't care. My main thing is you have $100 million contract. You out here gambling money away and drowning and training dogs to fight. You fucking moron.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, like we can say whether about Vic. It was like, all right, man, are they going too crazy on this, whatever. But it's like you shouldn't have put yourself in that position to begin with. Like that's
And that's exactly what we talking about when they say whenever they get people out of here or whatever, or put people behind that wall, be like, hey, should have been doing that shit. That's the risk you want for saying you want to gamble for some dozens of $1,000 when you out here making that in a fucking quarter of basketball in this stage of the game.
look, and
So
these TV contracts are only getting more out of control, and it's rolling downhill like in the contracts. It's like there's literally no reason for this. Like they
bro,
gambling for the thrill. Look,
the, Kevin Durant just signed a 2-year extension with the Rockets for like just under $100 million over 2 years, and everyone's like, damn, he took a big discount for them. That's what we're talking about. Like people want to be making $70 million a year. Top players in this league will make $70 million a year.
bro, when
What are
Wembyama
you
hits free
doing?
agency, he's gonna be like a $500 million player.
Talking about who?
When Wembyama hits free agency,
Oh yeah.
by that point,
Probably
the way this shit smooths up.
whatever
But
a max deal. I mean. To be fair, like your boy Otani, like he signed a $700 million contract for 10 years.
yeah, But it's
when
all
there's something like that.
deferred. It's all deferred.
I'm just saying, like, but I mean, either way, NBA money, Major League Baseball money, you get your money.
Yeah. Speaking of a gambler, Shohei Ohtani.
I didn't even make that connection. I didn't even do it on purpose. I
Hey
didn't even
man.
do it on purpose.
So
I don't know the specifics of it. All I know who made the joke. Like, you know, they just put all that shit on the translator and kept it moving.
so
Meanwhile, this man went out here and said, "I'm 0 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 3 home runs in a playoff game."
hey, when are we gonna find out that Damon Jones is gonna need a translator? You know, he does not speak English anymore. For like, how do basically, James? How do I loop this into the anti LeBron James agenda? How do I
Oh,
do
I
it?
got one for you. I
How do
got
I
one for
do it?
you.
You
I
know,
got one for you. No, Damon Jones is a translator.
you stupid. You know, oh, I guess I ain't
He been,
available today. Next
he's
thing you
been
let them know,
he's been connected to Damon Jones since Cleveland, the first one in Cleveland.
he went to
Right? I don't think
Miami, all that.
right. Right. Guy had a job. Like he played he may have played for a little bit, but then he definitely was on the staff. And then, you know, like he was always, you know, how we talk about FTRB and Starfuckers?
Yeah.
Damon Shaq to
Shaq,
LeBron,
Damon Jones, yep.
Starfucker.
Look, look, something ain't right. Something ain't right. I'm telling you. Something ain't right.
So yeah, man. It's we'll keep track of this as more details come out, more names drop. But like to have somebody as respected in the NBA as Chauncey Billups, somebody that's so respected they had to overlook that, you know, that charge, that case,
Look,
to make him a head coach,
look,
and then they extended him.
maybe they were on to something.
Look, I don't know that any. Look, I don't know, but because I don't remember the exact details of that, but I remember like that was a big deal, and they said push it through anyway, and then wow, I didn't even think of what I just said.
Yeah,
Pushed it through
yeah,
anyway.
they sure did.
Uh, I'm out. We're done. You get my point. I didn't mean to make that point, but yeah, like, and now this, it's bad look. It's a very bad look for the league for a head coach to be this, and he'll never coach again. He'll never coach again.
I'm glad that we have Michael Jordan around to offer the insights to excellence. You know, when it comes to gambling, you know, we could just get him. We got to send Mike Tirico back out to the ranch. You know,
Oh,
and
you think they're doing that again? You think Mike Tirico's get another time to talk to Michael Jordan this season?
shoot, Michael Jordan
That
loves
looked like a
gambling.
tape. That looked like a taped interview that they're going to play segment by segment for the next like 6 months. You might get something new for the playoffs. You might,
Look,
but that's it. This whole regular season, that's it.
how do we get Mike to talk about the gambling? That's going to be the great question for all the media partners and everything like this.
I mean, he kind of did. That man said, "I hadn't touched a basketball
Hey,
in years," and then,
great question here from everything pro wrestling. Shout out my man Conrad. What would David Stern do? David Stern will wall off the NBA so the FBI couldn't fuck with them.
we already told you. The FBI was on the rough shit, and he basically said, "Nope, get the fuck out the way. Donaghy is you." And the FBI somehow you convinced them not to pay no attention to the man behind the wall. He already that's how Stern handled it. One rogue referee that wasn't rogue at all.
Yeah,
No one believed he was rogue. He was able to sell that lie and move on. Adam Silver ain't got that kind of motion.
yeah. The worst outcome I think for the scandal is just the loss of like public trust in the game. That's
Yeah,
pretty much it.
yeah, and they had to rebuild that. And I mean, that'd be tough. That'd be tough. But then again, it's gonna turn on one of those things where it's like they flood the zone with all this corruption. Where it's like, because if you go drop the hammer on the NBA, you're gonna have to drop it on the NFL. You have to drop it on baseball. You have to drop it on hockey. And there's no way that as prevalent as this whole thing is gone, that it ain't just that it's only the NBA.
Yeah,
No,
I got a
not a
feeling.
chance.
I got a feeling Trump's not going after the NFL or the MLB.
Especially when we already have guys that are like, you know, kicked out of NFL forever for gambling. Like was it Jerry, not Jerry Judy, Ruggs, I can't remember. But there's a receiver that was like, hey, he was out here gambling and
That
under a fake name, and they found out about him and they were like, nope, out of here.
unreal. Um,
And that was like 2 years ago.
So
And
let's go.
that wasn't like this kind of game. That was like he was using a fucking app. He's using like DraftKings or some shit like that.
Yeah, man. So we should move on though.
Okay.
Victor Wembanyama. James,
Yeah.
it's rare that I watch a game and I was watching AEW with the Bandito Okada on one side and then like the first quarter of Wembanyama on the other side.
Uh huh.
And I had the audio for the wrestling on, but I had the Wembanyama shit bigger. And I'm sitting in the room with Catherine on the other side of me, and she's on the phone like with her sister. So, like, she doesn't hear me or anything, but I am viscerally in audio, like, I'm making sounds as this nigga Wembanyama is like going around niggas and dunking and doing up and unders and just, I'm like, ah! Like, it's like, I don't know what the fuck I was watching. James, I feel like I saw the entire 2010s era of the NBA get packed up in one night. Like, I felt like it was an end of an era. I feel like this is the Wembanyama era, and we have walked into it right now.
I mean,
Anthony Davis couldn't
before
do anything with him. PJ Washington couldn't do
right,
nothing with him. Derek
right,
Lively
no nothing.
get a gun. Like that's the only way you stopping this man. He's here,
All right.
bro.
So I unfortunately didn't watch the game because I had to watch. I had to catch up on the wrestling that I missed. I didn't watch WrestleDream live. I had to watch it last night, or part of it, or most of it last night, or first half of it last night. And I wanted to watch the game, but I couldn't. And then I woke up this morning and I saw the stat line. I immediately went to the highlights and I saw the highlights. I was like, oh my god! Now, me and Rich were both, as early as you could possibly be on the Wembayama train, as far as like the hype is like, hey man, you see the highlights
Pack
and
this
you're
up.
like, and then you watch that game with him and Scoot Henderson, you're like, all right, nah man, this isn't some just like, you know, fluke. Like he has that handle, the jumper, we were like, this jumper gonna be spotty, but as far as like the handle and that size and that fluidity is like he's gonna be a problem. And then you watch him play defense, like, bro, he's gonna be the best defender the second he steps in the league. And that's exactly what happened. And you know, I I quickly got off of watching Wembayama his rookie year. I was like, I'm going to watch many games as possible. And after like that first 3 games, I was like, I can't do this. The guard plays awful. Soccerin or whatever his name is. Where's Rodman's old Spurs
SOCON
number? Had the
or
hair.
something. Yeah.
Soccer, whatever. I hated that team. I hated their guard play. I just couldn't stand it. And then last year when they got Chris Paul, I was like, okay, they got somebody that can do something. And then also Dalton Castle came around. It's like, okay, all right, but it was just like, hey man, this dude's gonna be special. All his only issue is his health. If he can stay healthy, relatively healthy, if he not even like super healthy. I ain't talking about LeBron healthy. I ain't talking about like Karl Malone healthy. I'm saying if he can be Chris Paul healthy, which was like in his prime, can you play 3/4 of the game of the games every? Can you give us 60 games every year? If he can give us that for a decade, he has a chance of being the greatest basketball player ever.
Yeah, bro. Like this was
I
such
mean, 10 years of just, I was like, and I said this to Kirby, if you give us 10 years where you can get through 10 postseasons and play most or close to most of the games, he is going to do some damage. He's going to move a lot of niggas out the way in quick
like
succession.
it's
And
like, bro, just like the unique skills of a 7'5" or above person, because we don't know how tall this man actually is. And then like
we know he's at least 7'3" now at this point.
look,
At least.
and the good thing is, like, I love his mentality. He's a killer. He's wired. He don't want to be friends with nobody. He has enemies in the league already. Oh man,
And he
it's gonna be amazing watching this
and
guy.
he was always like that. And the thing was, it was like, you remember the story about like him and Chet don't like each other, and it was like he used to always kick Chet's ass. And like the thing that's so nuts is like you saw the off season he had like you can laugh at the Buddhist monks thing that he did or whatever. Or I don't know if they're Buddhist, but he did the monks thing, whatever else. But like you
That
saw
shit
him,
worked.
you saw that picture. You saw the two things that stuck out for me was like, wait a second. he's enlisted he's enlisted the advice of Kevin Garnett. Like, oh, that could be a problem. That could be a problem for the league. And then next thing you know, like, oh, he's hanging out with, oh, he went to go see a king. Was like, oh no, you don't want to let you might you might not want to let that happen. And then in preseason, you saw some of the stuff he was doing. I saw him do a dream shake in preseason. I was like, oh, okay, all right, all right,
Y'all got it.
he is sick. I was like, okay, he's gonna finish in top three MVP. Then I watch this game. I watch this game highlights. I'm like,
He's winning MVP.
he like yeah, he's winning MVP. Forget the top three shit. He's winning MVP. If he gets 60 games or 65 games, whatever the cutoff is, whatever else, that team's going to make the playoffs. Bro, like,
I feel like he packed
th-
the entire era up. Like,
bro,
and it was just like, we ready to move the game forward at last.
bro, there is a great possibility this man might average like 30, 12, and 6. And the 6 is blocks. Like, he's going to put up some stat line this year that we have never seen before. Unless it's some Wilt Chamberlain shit.
Yeah, man.
He's,
Like,
if he's So like I will be back to the point of view that I wanted for him the first two seasons. It will be happening this year. I'll be watching pretty much. I can pretty much tell like given how stacked the West is and like how there's really no teams I want to watch in the East and South, maybe Cleveland and in New York. Like I think I'm going to choose like the three Texas teams. I think that's the best bet. Like you want to follow for like when I follow the league when I'm not watching just only national games, I like to watch a certain two or three teams where like I can watch them consistently, so I know like throughout the year how they play and what their level of competition is in the league, whatever else. So a lot of teams, every year it's always been like I'm going to pick whatever team LeBron's on, I'm going to watch, and then it'd be like also the Warriors, or it'd be like also like the Nuggets every blue moon where I'd be like, that'd be the third team a lot, right? This year, I think after watching that Thunder in Rockets game on opening night, like I'm really interested to see how this Rocket thing works out with no point guard that they want to play. Like Reece Shepard's point guard, but they don't want to play him. And I mean when he was in there, he was out here
someone
getting
like
beat.
Lonzo Ball would be perfect for that team, but he's a Cav, so I don't think
He's a cap.
they're gonna let
He's a
that
cap.
happen.
So for me, it's like I think like it might just be three Texas teams, OKC and the Nuggets, to try to get a gauge of like what that's going to look like as far as like because I think there's only three teams that can win the West: Rockets, Nuggets, and OKC. And really, when I say that, only three teams that win the West, I really mean there's only three teams I think can win the title. And I actually give the Rockets a puncher's chance
Yeah, man.
because of
That's
how
a unique lineup. I
it's.
think I feel like
I don't
something's
know
going
how
just
that team works.
I
It's gonna be
think
interesting to see how
something's
that
just gonna
works.
go wrong. Like it just feels like there's I don't know. There's something that's weird. Like it feels like they do need a guard, and then like you know is Durant cool with just everything? Like you always got to worry about Kevin Durant. So
I'll worry
um,
about that in year two.
but yeah, the Wembanyama thing was so sensational, bro. Like it just like he's just like doing these up and under dunks. He's blocking a shot on one side, dribbling the ball up, hitting a 3-pointer in the same fucking possession, and like
Bro, he did an in and out tweet like behind the back step back three on Lively. I was like, all right. And then for and one on the 3-pointer, I was like, okay. Okay.
they've got to be so
Okay.
mad guarding him, bro. That shit has to.
Bro, he did the rock the cradle reverse dunk at like on the right baseline. On the other side of the rim. I was like, it don't even look right because how big he is. Like his feet are like this far off the rim and he's able to do that. Because how tall he is. It's nuts.
This is crazy. Um, let's see. Everything pro wrestling. How you feeling about the Thunder? I mean, they're still gonna be good. They're still gonna be good. Like and
Yeah. I mean, defending champions, they should like in theory they should be better. They just beat the Rockets at home. Jalen Williams ain't playing right now because he has a wrist situation. I think he had surgery. I can't remember. It was right at the finals. But yeah, like they don't have their second best player right now, and like this might be the best time for Chet where Chet can like grow into a role more than just be rim protector, defensive eraser, and guy that can make threes from the wings. Like this could be a chance for him to expand his offensive game as a finisher and as a short roller. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But it's just the thing that impressed me watching Rockets Thunder was like I watched both of those teams and I thought both of their defenses were ahead of their offenses. And even while I thought that, I was looking at the scoreboard, it's like does not compute. They both have like 40 points in like the first 16 minutes of the game or 18 minutes of the game. They both had 40 points, but they still look like they look like their offenses were not sophisticated that way. Like we watched like the Pacers last year, or you watch the old Warriors. Like a lot of athleticism and wingspan and height weight profile out there just fucking stuff up, mucking stuff up. And we'll see, we'll see. I think I think the 10 o'clock game, the late game for tonight was Warriors and Nuggets, the
Oh, okay.
Nuggets first
Yeah,
game of the
yeah.
season. So we'll get to see what that looks like with the Nuggets, like they you know shored up some of their issues with their bench last year. I feel they have a more complete rotation, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. So let's
You want to do
get
predictions as far as like who you think will
the.
win the title,
I
that sort of
mean,
thing?
yeah. I hate to say the Thunder. I just don't like them. I like Wembyama a lot more than that whole
Well, it's
crew.
gonna take a couple years. It's gonna take a couple years for like
He gonna get them. He gonna walk them down.
Harper and Castles in his second year. So like it's gonna take a little bit.
Look, I bring this up to say that since Giannis is still out there, should
Oh,
just
yeah, they can still do that. They can
just
still
make
do
the
that,
move and say fuck it. Giannis, come here, and we got Giannis and Wemby. Now do something.
bro. They do that. I mean, that's over. It's over.
Look, if
It's
it's me,
over.
I am calling and saying, Giannis, how do you like San Antonio? It
Like,
can't
bro,
be no worse than Milwaukee.
think of they look. Giannis won the title by having Brooke Lopez be a rim protector that can also shoot threes in the corner.
Yep.
If you have those kind of guards potentially in in Wembyama as the Brook Lopez stand in, bro, can you? I don't know how you score on a team that has Giannis and Wembyama on the same floor at the same time. You can't pull both of them out the floor or out.
Look, you can't
That's
run no pick and roll.
disgusting.
Like you try any type of pick and rolls, like it really ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
They just gonna
So
cover
yeah,
everything.
we'll see. Well, I mean, we'll see if he actually wants to go to San Antonio. But that's that play, bro. The potential of that is like fucking horrifying, horrifying. Like there's nobody. You don't have nobody in the league that can guard either one of them. Because like even the close person you think of is Anthony Davis, and we see what Giannis does to Anthony Davis. He gets a head of steam, and Giannis just drops a shoulder into him and
We just
muffs him.
saw what
Right?
Wemby did to Anthony
And,
Davis.
and that's not what I'm getting at. The only person you can think of that has any chance, Anthony Davis, and these are the two people that has kicked his ass or physically overwhelmed him. Like Anthony Davis still not for my money the number one defender I'm picking. Like if I'm going to start any team and say I need to pick the best defensive player in the world, it's Anthony Davis. So you want to say Draymond, go for it. I need somebody that can protect the rim better than that. I understand he can pre-switch and he's a genius, all that kind of stuff. I'm not. I don't need that on my team. I don't need that on my team. I need someone that actually protect this rim for real. So and he can't do nothing with them too. So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Lord. Um, saw Luca went crazy. Um,
last night or the other night.
the other night, 43, 12, and 9. And I had the game
Wait,
on
wait.
kind
The
of
other wait.
passively.
They had a back to back.
No, that was the opener.
He had 41 and he had 40 in the first night. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
he had 43, 12, and 9.
Yeah, man, Lakers are not gonna play well until or at all until LeBron shows up. Like
No, I got nothing on. I have. Who
I don't
knows?
know what kind of like I saw a bunch of people say like they don't think they're gonna the Lakers are gonna make the playoffs or make the play, and I'm like, really? They won 50 games last year. Why wouldn't they be better this year? Like I mean, maybe they're expecting this to be the year where Braun finally falls off, and also starts the year with injury. I don't know, but I mean, they're not winning the title, not a threat, but like I was surprised to see like, oh yeah, they're not made a plan, and maybe I'm just not accounting for things right, but it's like, all right, well, I don't know, like, cause like, all right, let's see,
I feel like I need
Clippers,
to give them a few weeks before I can really talk about
okay,
them.
well, hold on, Nuggets, Clippers, Thunder, those three, Timberwolves, those are four locks, right? That are gonna be top, gonna make the playoffs and be beyond the play-in, right? So then it's like, all right, Rockets, that's five. Are they just basically assuming like, oh yeah, definitely like the Spurs are just going to win 15 more games than they did last year? Maybe that's what they're thinking, or close to 15 more games than last year.
I
I
feel
think they
like
won
the
35.
Spurs should be like a playoffs team. I feel like
No. Playoff versus play in is what I mean.
you got to add the Mavericks. Did you put the Mavericks already?
No, because I don't know when Kyrie if Kyrie comes back, and then even then it's like they're so goddamn big. I don't trust any of them. They got D'Angelo, like Russell out there at point guard. I don't trust that.
Warriors.
And I mean, they played really well when they made that trade, but like I'm supposed to pretend like they wasn't ass all most of last year.
I think they were a completely different team after that trade. And like, if Steph don't get hurt, they probably make the conference finals.
Who did they play the second round?
They played Minnesota.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Like the Kaminga thing is so weird because it's like like Kaminga thinks he's that guy and it's like, bro, I'm watching enough ball. You are not, and it's like. He's gonna be guard Jeff Green, where people gonna be betting on him for forever, and it's never going. He looks and fits the size profile. He has the athleticism, but it's never gonna work the way you think it is. Like, what year is this now? What season is for him?
This is fourth year.
Yeah, man. I ain't buying it. So, like, that's another thing is like I just at a certain point like Ben on Jimmy Butler and Steph to stay healthy enough to get them through the whole season. I'm just not buying it. I'm very like if they can stay healthy, sure, but I don't think they're gonna stay healthy. I don't think it's a good bet.
I think the Magic will be pretty good.
And then what do you mean by good? Like 48 wins?
They could be the number 3 team in the East.
Yeah, but like right, but there's only two teams worth a damn in the East.
But look, man, I've seen how these Eastern Conference playoff teams, playoff matchups go. Once we in that second round, anything could happen. It ain't none of these teams raw like that.
I mean, that's true, but I'm just saying, like, as far as like you watch the whole season, you watch how they play, and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely a team that can beat the Rockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not even entertaining that stuff. Like, I would like to see this Knicks thing. I would like to see how this Cavs thing plays. Those are actual players. These actually people that be like, all right, unless something crazy happen, like a bunch of injuries happen, which happened last year in the East. But it's like I see those two teams as the two teams that have their shot to make the finals. I don't see like your Orlando Magic making the finals this early. Next year, maybe. This year, no.
I just want to hear
I
the
just
Orlando Magic song as much as possible. Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic.
all right. So that's just how I know you lived in Florida so you even know that song. That's some local ass shit there, boy.
Did you hear the new version of it? It's like they made it like a rap song.
They remixed it. They
It's like a
updated it.
it's like a rap
I didn't
song.
know that.
Yeah, yeah, it's
I didn't know
tough.
that.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
they use that whole shit Orlando Magic. It's hard. Um, but
And okay. Is there any team outside the three in the East that you think even worth watching?
Atlanta.
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean,
Apparently they figured out the issue with Porzingis.
Yeah, he has some type of
So
thing
people,
called it's like hops or something. I don't
yes, yeah, like his heart rate spikes when he stands up, but like it drops back down to normal when he's laying down, which is like, what? How do you play basketball like that? And then last year, it was making fucking HIV jokes
look.
and
All I
like
know is when he see Victor Wembanyama, he gonna get activated. Whatever the fuck.
you're like, I was what they thought. You were what they thought I was gonna be. And it's like, look, man, you already got a title. You did it. You've done enough for niggas. You've done enough.
Yeah,
Like, it's kind of crazy how his career has turned out. Like, I thought at different points, it's been it's been kind of crazy. And then last year is like he has this fucking super rare ass disease that fucks up the roles their whole their whole idea, their whole chance to defend the title. And then your boy tears his Achilles. Like, that sucks. Like, I really thought that team was gonna be the one that like was back to back. That team had it, and then they literally had it, and so they couldn't win because he had it. So
yes,
yeah.
sir. Make sure you guys are liking this video on YouTube, throwing your super chats in, all that. We're sharing comments anyway. Anything funny, we're gonna put through. But yeah, man.
Wasabi King said, doubt my words, Curry needs it. No, 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 no. I don't doubt Curry. That's not my problem. I doubt like the rest of that team they put around him the last like 3-4 years.
Look, man, I just know Steph Curry is happy the NBA season started to be away from home.
I'm not getting into
To
that.
be
I'm
on the
not getting into
road
that.
where he can
I'm
focus.
not
You know,
I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. Leave me out of whatever whatever opinions you have on Aisha Curry. Like, I ain't got none. I have no comments or opinions on
I,
Aisha Curry.
I'll say this. I think some of the reaction to her is very overblown, and it sounds like some of them niggas want to be with Steph themselves. I think that's look, it's crazy,
You
but
know what? You know what, Rich? That's kind of what I think too. Is like, why are you, like, I think what happens, it's the clipification of what people say. Like, if you watch the clips in the way they're edited, she seems like she hates her husband, or she's like resentful of her husband. When you watch the clips in their entirety, it's like, this is reasonable. Why are people so charged up about her? So yeah, I'm kind of on your side with that, or I'm on your side of the opinion. Like,
I,
I
I
just
just
didn't
bet
know how you was gonna handle it.
Steph
I
would
thought you
just appreciate the focus. That's where I'm going with it. Steph would just,
okay.
minimize the distractions. He's back doing what he
Bas-
does. Basketball
basketball
first.
is basketball is his sanctuary, huh? Okay,
You got it. He ain't got to think
okay,
about nothing. You know.
okay.
We should talk about WrestleDream. So I actually hosted a kind of a post show hangout. Took some calls after the show live here on the channel. If you guys want to go back and check that. So James, you watched all of WrestleDream or most of it?
All of it.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Dex said, "I'm trying to get into the NBA, starting this blind loyalty to Memphis." I'm sorry, brother. Like, you should have picked this up 2 years ago. It'd have been real fun for you 2 years ago, but not this year, not quite. Like, they might consider trading John Moran this year.
Yeah, yeah, it
Um,
could happen.
but shout out to Dex. Like, he consistent commenter in on YouTube. So like,
Holding
I
down the
don't think
YouTube
we haven't
side for a
noticed.
while by
Yeah, yeah.
himself.
Shout out to Dex. Yeah.
But yeah, man, WrestleDream, bro. Like, I love the show. When I watched it, I just came into the post show just like thinking about all the matches we saw. What a night it was for tag team wrestling. Um, three awesome tag matches. I think two that are just all timers, pretty much. I think the main event was just as good as it could be, given the limitations. They couldn't bleed and all that because of like a commission state or something like that.
I didn't
I
know that.
I thought Hangman and Joe was awesome. The women's matches I liked, or no, I didn't like Statlander and Tony Storm as much. I like Mercedes and Mina. But I was like just looking at this show, and it just was like I saw so many people saying this is like their second best show of the year. Lot of love for this show. What were your general thoughts on this, James?
I thought it was a great show. I never thought about ranking it as high as second. I had to think about it. Like, I mean, I'm assuming it all in would be considered their best show of the year, right?
Double or Nothing is strong, and Revolution as well.
Yeah, I mean it's a high bar when it comes to AEW. They pretty consistently give you like you know four four or five great pay per view shows a year, or they try to
Yeah.
at least. So they're ambitious in that way. I appreciate it. Like, but I will say this: like watching that one after we kind of were like we talked about the Bills going in during the preview. And we talked about how this is what happens when you do pay per view every single month. It is like, hey man, there were times you watch this show and then you see the main event, you see the Joe title match with in the post match, right? And then you see the two tag matches, the two that played in its entirety on the show, and I'm like, hey man, if this was a decade ago, I'd be raving about this. I'd be raving about this show for a whole year.
Yeah, this would be like you think
This
you
would be
watch sorcery or something.
if this was 2015, outside of like Wrestle Kingdom or Dominion, I'd be like, this might be the best show I see all year.
The bar and the level is so high consistently.
And
Um,
maybe that's unfair because I said 10 is in this arbitrary number. Like if I say like back when NXT was fully cooking or whatever else, maybe I would have I'd be able to throw something there. But like or some back when they had a kick ass Slammiversary, right?
mhm.
And they was sitting at 18 when they had awesome Slammiversary. But it's like, yeah, man, like this was one of the better shows you will see in a pro wrestling year, and this was like the pay per view after pay per view after pay per view, and this is supposed to be like
Off show, a
I don't
B
want to. I
show.
don't. This is a B level pay per view.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things. Was like, yo, this is killer. And then also, we didn't even mention Fletcher in Briscoe 5.
Yep.
Like this was a great show. This was a great show. There was no bad match on the show. There were no matches that weren't good at the least. So yeah, this was a smashing success. Whatever you want to call it. Really enjoyed the show.
Yeah. I guess we talk about we start with like John Moxley and Darby Allin. Darby Allin defeating
Okay.
John Moxley in the main event just over 25 minutes, makes him say I quit, puts him in the sharpshooter, or excuse me, the Scorpion Deathlock. In the
You
glass.
nasty. You nasty for that. You nasty for that. You nasty for that. You in front of my shirt. In front of you did in front of my shirt. The
Yeah.
disrespect.
That's why I corrected it.
Terrible.
But it was like I thought this was phenomenal. And I was like not going into the match with a ton of excitement. It felt like there was just gonna be them trying to hit each other with cars and shit. Now they tried to drown Darby Allin and shit, which led to the crash out of Sarah Stock over multiple days. But
That's why she was upset because keep in mind, like to stay, unspoiled on some stuff. I had to stay away, but I saw that that she was that she had jumped off the deep end.
yeah,
That's what
she
caused her
she,
to do it.
she ran the Gil Kim speed, speed run pretty much inside of 3 days. So, um,
Mm.
and she got to the point where she was like defending Vince McMahon, so and saying Vince didn't rape her. Yeah, it
No
went
one
that
said they
far.
did. No one said he
It
did.
went that far. So like
Was that an allegation that was out there?
she just, bro, you just got to read the Twitter. But
Wait, you're not saying she said that nonchalantly, like he
yeah,
ain't do
like it
this to me,
wasn't
so.
me. He didn't do nothing to
Oh
me. Essentially, like one of
God.
those. But yeah, I
Does
thought
she
this.
not understand? Is she one of these people that think she's having like a conversation with just a certain number, a certain small group of people, and not like this gets broadcasted or people to read and be like, this is kind of gross for you
I
to
mean,
be that flippant about
I
his
don't, I don't think
alleged
she.
behavior.
I don't think she really had considered. But
Okay,
so I
like
thought,
you don't. That's not something you say in like what do you call it? Mixed company. Like that's something you can say like in the context of okay, I know that you don't think you know that I don't think that in that sort of way or whatever else. I'm saying that like whatever, like me, but like we don't know you. It's Twitter.
yeah. So but
Too
John Moxley
comfortable.
and Darby Allin. Um, John Moxley just feels so reinvigorated. Um, and I think it is like I guess like I'll bring up loop into Dynamite. Like he lost his match and
Mm-hmm.
he cuts his promo and he's pretty much just the only by himself cutting his promo and then has his match against Kyle O'Reilly um
Brother,
to where like they do this disqualification to end it, right? But
I
like
actually like that.
I was gonna say the story they're
Okay.
telling with it is like he's fucking cracking and he's getting found out as this liar essentially, and now
This
he's like,
liar and this bully and this quitter. Yes.
yep. And at the end of the day, when it gets tough, he will quit. And
Yep.
now, how's he gonna deal with that? That's strangely compelling.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that what I thought. And like I mean, it ain't just him that's reinvigorated. It's the entire Death Riders. Like once they said we're gonna stop being heavy heat and we're gonna give you heat, like here a little sprinkle of it here and there. Marino triple leg, she'll make a play on the outside or whatever else. And then sometimes for most of the match, we'll pretend like we want one in. We'll tell people to stay away until they run at the very end. Like it's been so much more effective. Like watching the Young Bucks, watching Jack Perry, all at times, you know, last year, not wrestle suboptimally, and then like they figured it out. Like, obviously, with Jack Perry, the whole idea was like just turn him babyface again. But like Jack Perry was not wrestling to Jack Perry's standard that he had set
He
for
back
himself
now,
in his previous year, right? But like just the it's not like he necessarily figured it out as a heel. Just he turned babyface, so he's back to being babyface.
right?
And then the Young Bucks coming back, and they were like, we're going to go back to when we were heels in like 2021. Was that 21? Right?
Yeah.
21, and it's not the we're it's that, and then over the last at this point it's been like 6 months, 5 7 months for Death Riders turning around.
I would probably say anything after Double or Nothing,
Okay, so yeah, so
like
whatever, at least 5 months.
5 months.
Yeah, basically whenever we start tagging up with the Young Bucks or whatever else, like they have modulated, they have course corrected, and like it's a relief. Quite honestly, it's like it's like I don't understand. Like John Moxley, like he's in the best shape of his life. Why is he dragging ass in these matches? I don't get it. And now he feels like the Ace again. He's not champion, but he feels like Ace again. And yeah, like the whole idea with Darby was just like yeah, it's awesome. The match was gruesome, nasty. When they pull out the skewers for the fingernail thing was gross as shit.
Yeah.
Um, the taser thing I thought was funny because it's like tase, you hear the loud clicking, whatever else, and then
Yeah.
like when he sticks to him, like also I don't hear
Turns
no
it off.
clicking. What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, it worked. It worked.
Uh,
I just noticed it. I'm just paying super close attention to it. But like everything that I matched, the only thing that had me worried was like when Sting showed up, he smashed the aquarium and then he started rolling on the floor. I'm like, I don't know. As as the way they use that, I don't know if they can fake that kind of glass without it breaking. I think that might be real glass. And then like when they got close or kind of close to it, when they were turning around doing the Scorpion Death Drop and then the Scorpion Death Lock, I was like, stay away from the aquarium. I don't want to see none of y'all, get fucked up for some real glass,
yeah.
But outside of that, I enjoyed the match. I thought it. I was surprised looking at the cage match. I liked it more. I thought it was. I figured it'd be rated higher than that.
They did a number on cage match on this show, which I think are not above board scores, kind of across the board. Like people were
I
in
mean,
on this early, knocking it
I, I
down.
only looked. I only looked at that one. I only looked at that match rating. I didn't look
Yeah,
at the rest. I don't know, but I was
yeah,
surprised to see it. It was like a only like a 8.2 or something. I was like,
yeah.
really? I
Nah.
figured it'd be like an 8.5 or 8.7.
Yeah, this is up there. You mentioned Sting coming back. I kind of made the thing of like Sting basically being this guardian angel for Darby, and it was almost like the Bronx Tale where he's like Sonny and he pulls him out the car before that bitch explodes. It's like, hey man, you gonna keep getting your self in shit, and you gonna go so far, and it's like gonna fuck you up. But before you've gone too far, I'm gonna appear and save your dumb ass. Like,
Well, the casket match at the first All In Wembley when he was about to get you know, put away, he showed up and saved him. So yeah, that is the sort of thing where like when it gets really, really bad, it gets really, really dark. All of a sudden, Sting comes to save the day for Darby.
Yeah.
But it was funny. It was funny to watch these show balls. He shows up. And it's like he getting Darby out here getting beat based like one v 6 or whatever the fuck it was. That number. He's holding the bat. He beats the fuck out of everybody else with the bat except for Moxley and Marina. And then like he after he beats everybody ass, he looks at the fucking aquarium. He's like, man, get this shit out of here. Smash, smash. Cut
Yeah.
this, cut this bullshit out of
Sting
here.
got plenty of experience.
I am even in the odds, and now I'm handing him the bat. Now I'm leaving. Oh, Marino, you're coming with me too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not here to ring it for Darby. I'm here to even the odds.
Bro,
I'm out of here.
Sting has so much experience of whooping a group in all black's ass with the baseball bat. This was light work for Sting. Like he tapped
It
into
really
some
was.
old reserves, like essentially.
Look. You know, we talk about like people talk about they look at old highlights of LeBron. They can't believe like even though he's still athletic now, they can't fathom how fast and how high he used to jump back then. It's like, all right, like you think you want to see something like, all right, go watch some videos where Sting used to face NWO and they were surrounding the ring and they were scared to get his head a bat and then they'll put the bat down and then we'll just start beating niggas ass like one v 20 by himself with just this.
Punching
It was
niggas
just
the
like back
wrong way.
yeah, back fisting people, just bow, bow, bow. It's like, look, man, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen PC. This old Sting.
Yeah. Um but yeah, so let's move on from that. Hopefully Marie Shafir was freed. How
Oh,
did
she
that
was.
go?
She showed up.
How
She
did
showed
that
up
go?
on
Did
Wednesday.
Sting just carry her out the building and just walk back to the hotel? Like, here you go, drop you off.
Who knows? Who knows?
Heyman Page versus Samoa Joe. I
I
enjoyed this
got.
show
Oh,
too.
I
Oh,
got a
good.
question.
Yeah.
At any point during that match, do you think that they were going to use Sting to make Darby quit?
No, I thought they
Okay.
might like try to use like Danielson or something.
Danielson wasn't there though.
That's right. That's right. Um, but let's see. Super chat from my man Dex. Appreciate the 10. Says, I took a non-wrestling friend to the show. She loved Luchasaurus, all the women, Brody King, and the main event. It was her second AEW show. She was shocked at how loud the crowd was compared to 2024.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought they made the crowd great this one compared to last pay per view. So I thought they did a better job miking it. I thought the crowd was loud most of the whole show.
yeah, like I thought the crowd was like into it. They were pretty much just like it didn't matter how late the show was. I actually attended a show at that building once. That was the same building that Dynasty was in 2024. It
Right,
gets
right, right.
raucous in there. So yeah, man. But appreciate the 10 again, and it's interesting that
Yeah,
she loved
appreciate it.
Luchasaurus because like I mean he's big, does flips, and he has a cool mask, and
Right.
you know
He was over as fuck. I mean, they were happy to see him back after what he went through health wise. So it was like he's back and he's doing this thing, and they're having an all time or one of the best tag matches you'll see this year. And it's like awesome. And like when they were going nuts for him, I was like, I was happy for him. I think I messaged you. I was like, I called him Big Luch. That'd be funny.
Brody King, another one. We'll get to
Yep.
him in a minute too. And like the women's wrestlers, like that doesn't shock me that she would be into them because all the women put extra into their presentations. Like you see them, and it's just like, oh, what is this? Like walking to the ring, not even who is this. This is like, what is this person doing? Like what is their thing? And it's instantly like
Hmm.
interesting. Like you look at Mercedes, and she's got all the fucking belt boys lined up or whatever.
Hmm.
You see Chris Statlander, and she has like everything that what she has the
I
belt.
mean, she had her own male escorts too.
Yeah, and then you see Tony like in her complete get up. You see Mina,
Yep.
hitting the dance and like dressed extravagantly. It's like
And even before
it's
that,
an
right?
easy
Like
entry point.
even on the pre-show when they had um Megan Bain and Penelope Ford come down dressed in like the cosplay for Harley Quinn and Ivy or sorry, oh my god, Poison Ivy. And I was like, all right, I think we have to have like an embark, or I don't know what you call it, like some type of rule where it's like, all right, enough of the Harley Quinn cosplay in wrestling. Like it's been a thing for the past decade, like enough. But like I get it, it's cross promotion with what they're doing with the TNT, or sorry, the WB Warner stuff. So I get it.
Yeah, yeah. Tekla and freaking Jamie Hayter. Yeah, like
I forgot about that match. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, technical entrance is awesome. Like when they flip the camera upside down, they flip it back. It looks cool. It looks cool. Like she's I mean, this is the look that she's had like in AEW the whole time, but it's like I don't know if y'all know this. But like you go from her starter days, like she actually has a flair to dress well in any occasion. Like that Mafia Bella shit she was doing was cool as fuck too.
yeah. I bet it's real funny to compare their careers and how it goes from here.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
I think Julia
it's
has
early.
a. I think Julia still has a higher ceiling. Because like they really, I mean, they really tried with her in NXT, in good faith, and like it's not like you're gonna treat her like she's Kyrie when she, on the main roster. I don't believe that. I think they're gonna give her more because you got to have people from Bianca and Rhea and Io to wrestle.
Hangman Page took on Samoa Joe, ended up beating him. Really good match.
Yeah.
It felt like it was like a shadow of like, damn, if we could just get like Joe, like of just a little bit before this, like Heyman was showing y'all what it kind of would have looked like.
hmm Yeah, I didn't know about the blood thing, but like I felt like this match was missing blood. But I still thought it was really good. I thought that um this might be the best single showing that Joe's had in a regular rules match. Because the cage match with Moxley was different. But yeah, I thought really done well. Probably the best match since the Swerve match, the title change for Joe. So yeah, I thought he came. I thought he looked great. And the post match thing like made it a big deal. There's like, okay, there's he's like, I'm leaving here with something,
Yeah. They were
and it
showing
ain't
Joe
over.
love. Joe had been hitting the media and all this stuff, and it was like giving these thoughtful quotes about everything, and talking about
Mm,
I don't know when I'm gonna retire and all this, but I'm just doing my thing or whatever. And then they just dropped this nigga. Like this shit was so funny. I was like, oh my god. And I was like, all right, well, I guess this continues.
hmm
And you
I think
can
I think they have a better match. Even though I was satisfied with the match they had. I think they have a better match.
they probably get to do a stipulation match after this. I don't know what the
Yeah.
best stipulation for them would be since he has a unit. I don't know, maybe a cage match. Um, I don't know if Heyman would challenge him to it like a Texas Death Match. That's kind of his thing. They had Caster Shibata. Is he going to be talking using the Google Translate as a bad guy too? Hobbs, he always works better as a bad guy, or I think it's easier for him at least. Um, I think the ops turning is a good thing because they were kind of just this docile unit that was just all right. You see them, you respect them. It's like these two old guys and the young powerhouse or whatever.
hmm
But now you basically like hand Joe the mic back because he's not really going to get a lot of opportunities to talk to babyface. You probably need to strengthen Shibata up a little bit more and just show how he can be sinister. I think.
hmm
And I think we're gonna get a nice Hangman Shibata TV match, and then Hobbs now, like you don't have to be the best wrestler, you don't have to be the best talker in the group, but just like find what works for you in between these two guys. We already know their careers. Like, there's nothing they can add, right? But you still have
Right.
everything in front of you, Hobbs. So it's like this is a
By the time
golden
this is in,
opportunity.
hopefully you have a Moby have a place. Yeah, have a place to parachute into after this. Yeah. Yeah, I liked it, and obviously it's like it makes sense. Their name is the fucking Offs, right? Like, and now it makes sense. We're like, remember when Hook came back and like they did the breakup or whatever else? Is like so they could do this because they didn't want to do this with Hook.
Smart.
So right, right, like Hook as a heel is just like I mean they already got Dane Garcia and Willer Yuta. You want another one that's less good than those two? A lot less good.
Yeah. Another good
I don't,
defense for
do
Page.
you think who's gonna have the heat that Wheeler Yuta has after suffocating Danielson? I don't think so.
Yeah. Another solid defense for Hangman Page. He got somebody to jail. So I was like, look,
Yeah,
in the ring, this guy's delivering. And like this thing's gonna continue. And I think it'll probably give him a chance to do what he does best, which is like build a multi-layered kind of thing. Because now
yeah.
everything that happened now is essentially a first chapter. And with the heel turn, it's almost like they get another fresh start at it. Because they did the whole why is Joe acting irrational, and then they did a babyface match, and stuff like that. But I think,
Now it makes sense when he's acting irrational. He's a bad guy. He's turning heel.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
So World
Like, why
Tag
are you
Team
being a dick? Because I am a dick. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
World Tag Team title match: Brodito versus Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. One of the greatest tag team matches you'll ever see in your life. This shit had the building just shaking. This was like the top level, the final frontier of pro wrestling. Like just seeing Bandito and Takesha in there after the year they've had, both apart from each other and with each other back here. Okada make me sound real smart. Where I was, on the post show, kind of like, hey man, I think this is the same guy kind of from 2021 going forward. Really, I think people just we're too hard on the guy. He's really tapping into himself right now. Especially you combine that with the match against Bandito on Dynamite, because these all kind of work together. Bandito, just a sick individual. That one arm 21 plex in this tag match. Brody King and Bandito, they're at the point now where I don't want them to break up. I will be devastated if Brody King turned on him at this point. He's like yelling at the man, basically, don't quit, don't quit, don't, you got to fight. Okada and Takeshita breaking down pretty much exactly the way I predicted. This was out of this world. This reminded me of some of the great like match. Like these are both mismatched tag teams, right? You can add these guys in the list of great mismatched tag teams in this company's history. Going back to Hangman and Kenny, Swerve and Our
Swerving our glory.
Glory,
Yep.
fucking
Yep.
Swerve and Will, Bandito and Brody King now, Okada and Takeshita. Like, I just felt fortunate to be able to watch this match. This was praise to the Most High,
You forgot Darby and Sting.
Darby and Sting, sure.
Yeah, Nash was awesome. And like the thing that I love so much about it was like the matches that got us here. Like that when they did that double Jeopardy match, whatever they called it, where it was like, all right, whoever wins this match, like if Okada and Takeshita win, they get a title shot. If Takeshita or Okada gets pinned, they have to defend their title. Like I like that stakes in that. It told the story with the shoulder to get to that. And in a way, it reminded me kind of like of Swerve and Our Glory versus the Acclaimed, where it was like when those matches were going off, it built around like Swerve targeting the fuck out of Bowen's knee,
Yeah,
right? Like this match was like we are building up Bandito in front of the AEW audience as this guy that can fight from underneath and do these amazing power things even with one arm because and he can sell his ass off with one arm. And like these three matches, including the one from last night, like this guy's fucking incredible. He might be the best wrestler of 2025. Um, but you know, I thought that then you also throw in the story of the Macarena thing, and then when they went to actually do it in the early in the match, and then Okada broke it up to get his heat. It was awesome, and then in the match when they win, they
when
finally
he
do it.
does it.
That was fun, and like they continue on with like at this point my favorite storyline in pro wrestling, this Okada and Takeshita thing, where it's like they're telling this slow burn thing of like this is somebody's getting thrown out of the Don Callis fat family, and everyone knows who this is going to be, except for apparently Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. And like, what is going to be the fallout when that happens? Um, and also like how when we wait this match, where is it going to be at, and like how how well this is going. Like I love this. Like Okada stole the pin in the first match to get the title shot from Takeshita. And then in this match, he went to steal it again, and that was his own downfall. That's what caused him to lose. And Okada got pinned. Third time he's been pinned in this company ever. And then and the match was awesome. Like all the stuff they did, there's so much shit to go over, but it was awesome. But the main thing was like just watching Bandito wrestle his ass off with his selling his shoulder in the power spots and then pinning Okada. So flash forward to Rich, your thoughts on the match?
Bro, I loved it, man. Like it was like this was a 5-star match for me. And I think
Yeah,
that
it's definitely I can see someone giving it a 5 easily. Yeah,
like like I think that like the IWGP champion coming in and they didn't pin them, so they can unclench their butt cheeks and all the other shit. I think that this just goes in the list of like this was a great night for tag team wrestling. This is gonna stand up, as one of the great AEW matches ever. And like you just look at all these guys and the path that they took to get here. You got a guy from fucking DDT. You got Kazuchika Okada. You got Brody King coming from the West Coast Indies, and then Bandito's from Mexico. So this is the beauty of pro wrestling. All these styles converge. This is it right here.
yeah. Also, like the chops that Brody King was putting on Okada and Teshita were so fucking loud, so fucking loud. Um, but the flash forward to Wednesday's match, the main event of Dynamite. Man, the match
Yeah,
was fucking
Okada versus
awesome.
Bandito. We should talk about it real quick. Like
That match was fucking
that shit
awesome.
was like the final frontier. Like I was like, yo, like
Like it, and it's not like some super match. It's just like this is an Okada match when you like that we've always seen and when they're at their best, except like he quite hasn't figured out like where to put stuff and to make it work in that way when he has like time constraints and time and commercial breaks. But this time he figured it out and it was fucking awesome and it built so well. And it's like I think they have figured out from a uh, how to get optimize his matches in single matches. And he has time offenses. Like just put him in there with juniors and just put him in there with juniors and luchadors. So like I thought this worked out really well for now. Bandito is fucking amazing. Like as I mentioned, might be the
bro,
best pro wrestler of 2025. And then Okada is
basically
just
Bandito is a god. Like during this thing, it was just like
fucking
I don't
incredible.
know how you look at that man and be like, you know what? He's just nice to have around here. He needs to be
Uh,
the first luchador to win the AEW championship.
Yeah, and they also utilize this very well. Where it's like they're in San Antonio, they finna use that crowd to make Bandito like the biggest babyface in the world, and they finna make Okada seem like the most like shortcutting this dick hill you can think of. And Okada was great. Okada let that man shine like the sun. Like it was a peak Adam Cole performance of like I'm doing my job. This match's gonna be awesome. But the things you're gonna remember are the babyface, and did a great job of that. And because all the stuff, almost everything he did was basically like, I'm just gonna pick on his arm, and it was awesome. And then, but okay, before we move on to the post match, I must say at the beginning of this match, we must talk about how. I believe look, I don't know what woman in Bandito's life that was, older woman. I don't know if that's his mom. I don't know if that's his grandmother's aunt. I don't know, but uh, he got a big kiss like before the match, and then or a hug or whatever else, and then they ended up by ringside again as Okada is in control of the match, and that woman from the Bandito camp reached her hand out and put her and touched hands with Okada. When Okada had his hand on the barricade, and Okada looked at her and like it went back to and brought his attention back to the match. And I thought to myself, like, I don't know what he thought in his head, but he was wise not to continue whatever he thought he was going to do or thought about. But I will say this, Bandito, whoever that is, whoever woman that is in your life, I don't know if there's translation for this, but whoever that was wanted the Rainmaker, wanted him, wanted. She reached, look, she saw his hand on the barricade and said, I want to touch greatness tonight. That's exactly what she said.
I love it. I love it. Yeah,
Oh man, yeah,
that
the match
fucking
is fucking
ruled.
awesome.
That fucking ruled.
And then Rich at the end of this match, after Okada gets the pin, um, with the Rainmaker, the
Hits Takeshi
entire,
with it before
oh yeah, in the main
during the
event,
match. Yep.
during the sorry, not during the pay per view.
Yep.
And that's what called. And then Okada was very very happy, and he hit him with the finger again, and that led to Okada's demise in the pay per view. But and on Wednesday when he beats Bandito, as Bandito gave him 21 plex, and then tried it again with the bad shoulder and couldn't do it. So and then tried it one more time, and Okada actually was away from the rope, so he couldn't 21 plex, and he basically tripped him and hit him with the and put him away with the Rainmaker. Everybody from Don Calfelli comes out. They're happy. They're celebrating, and except for one person.
Did
Everyone's in
you
the
hear
ring,
that WCW Nitro music?
and then Takeshi, you're right. And Takeshi comes out, and he's furious. And then I thought to myself, oh my god, he's furious because earlier in the year, in maybe the best match of this year, Bandito or Takeshi could not beat Bandito in a singles match.
Right.
Couldn't take the ROH World Heavyweight title, or I don't know if it's World Heavyweight, but the world title off of him. Bandito beat him, and they continued on. And now he's the tag champions. But and that's been Brandon Takeshi. That's been a big part of this feud. Is like Takeshi kind of fighting a war on two fronts. Like it's the I want to prove that I'm better than Okada while I'm winning the G1, while I'm winning the IWGP title, Okada's title, and Okada's stealing my pins. He's upstaging me. He's able to pin Bandito, and
Stealing
then we
Dawn.
lost. And then we lost Bandito, and then we lost to Bandito. And then he goes out there in a singles match and he beats the guy I couldn't beat early in the year in my most important match of the year or at that time. And you can see on his face he's furious. And in my mind, I'm transported. It's like it's not the same dynamics, um, as far as babyface and heel or whatever else, but like it's a lot of similarities to like, hey, Okada is Arisha Hoshiki, Kyle Fletcher is Mayu Iwatani, and Takesha's Tam Nakano. And Bandito is Momo Watanabe. It is like I was building towards this for forever, and you stole what my goal was. You stole my dream from me by being the person I was chasing after. I fucking hate you. And I was like, oh, this is so fucking good. I was like, oh, this is so fucking good. Oh, I love this so much. And like they finna have a fallout, bro. And obviously it's not gonna be nearly as melodramatic and emotional as the Tam and the Arista thing was. I don't think both of them wanna, kicking each other's face off and then falling through each other's arms and hugs and a handshake. I don't think it's gonna happen. But damn,
They're not about to cry together.
I don't think so. But god damn it, I was like, I can't wait for this match. And I've been waiting for this. This is my most anticipated match. That's on the radar right now. But it made me want it even more seeing this shit. I was like, oh my god, and like, bro, and Fletcher Center, like he confuses why the catch looking like that, and Don Callis like, I might have to go ahead and go to catch him soon. If you keep making these faces at my moneymaker, but man, like, oh my god, this is so
Yeah,
good.
they're
And
setting
I
this
was
one
like,
up, bro. There's no way in fuck they're handing this match to New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's no way in fuck without doing it in AEW first. What in Tony
yeah,
Khan's track record says they're handing something away first, aside from
that's
Kenny and
true.
Will?
That's true. That's true. But then again, like they gave that you mentioned, they gave that away to New Japan first, and then they got everything else in AEW.
Including Will.
Right.
Um,
So. But yeah, man, I just I'm watching that and I'm just like, it's so good. And like for first time ever, like that main event, that match on pay per view, it's like for all the talk of people saying like Okada and is he lazy or is he washed or whatever, and it's like, all right, oh look, the last pay per views. Oh, okay. What? And then a few days later has another 4.5 star match. Okay.
Yeah,
And
good
now
stuff.
he has like the for the first time ever he has a very compelling like TV storyline on AEW television that is not connected to basically a or New Japan lore. Like this is an AEW feud. Like maybe they're fighting. Maybe they're some of the animosity is you have my fucking belt, my New Japan belt. But like you saw every bit and piece of this on AEW television break down in this way to get to this point. And I'm like, it took a while, or it took a long while. It took over a year, but they have finally ported like and figured out how to make Okada work on American television.
Bro, they put him with Don, and he's been ever since he's been put with Don. It's like a light has gone off. Like I think even the music is working now. Like like in a
I
weird
mean,
way.
I don't. I know you didn't like the music first, like, but like it's not for me. It was like I don't like that they changed the music just because like I don't like that he does the middle finger. I don't like that he's a heel. He's been a heel, but it's like I get it, and like they changed music, and it's not like it's bad sounding music. So I was like, okay, it just sounds wrong. You hear the coin drop, and it's not what you've heard for a decade,
Yeah,
you know, except for the fucking balloon era. But whatever, we're not here to talk about 2017
yeah.
but or 18. But yeah, I thought this was great, and like man, I never thought we'd get to this point where Okada's like he has something very compelling, and he's doing it he's doing it with another person that's not like a native English speaker. Like that's not his first language. Like this is really impressive. Like they have figured out how to put a Japanese pro wrestling storyline on American television, and I dare someone to say that this isn't some like this isn't well done or this isn't like compelling. I dare someone to say that.
yeah, man. Perhaps Gato should take some notes from Tony Khan.
You nasty.
um, AWTBS title match. Mina Shirakawa was the surprise person, and she brought out the
Hmm.
ROH Women's Interim World Television title, which is just hilarious. Mercedes gets to 11. She actually ended up going to 12 after that because she had an indie match the next day. She's just the best. She's the best.
No days off. No days off.
She's the best. Um,
Yeah, the
but
match is good.
yeah,
I, I, their
I
match
don't have
their
too much to
their
say,
match on
but
paper their
yeah.
match on pay per view before earlier in this year was better, but I thought this was a good match.
I don't really have too much else to say about it. It kind of
Yeah,
couples with Statlander, who appeared after this match.
yeah. In both
Statlander,
in both ways, from the winners and the losers.
you know, Statlander beat Tony Storm. For me, this kind of felt procedural, essentially, to kill Tony Storm's claim to the belt and then, send her off in another direction with Mina Shirakawa, ironically. They'll
Yeah,
be in that
I didn't.
tag team.
I like the story of the match until the finish. The whole idea of you got to kill me to beat me, and then like she puts her in the second time she puts her in like it's like a Koji clutch. And while she's in a neck crank, she literally shouts out, "You're gonna have to kill me." And then like, well, you're in a neck crank. Shouldn't you not be able to talk because you're whatever? Gets her up and hits her with Saturday Night Fever and pins her. I was like, okay, um, that's something. I mean, it's like she clearly was in control and beat her. Like she beat her definitively. Definitively. I just thought that was a weird choice to go with, the submission route in that way. And it happened on the second time you tried. It wasn't like a rule of three either. But anyway, I thought that was better than the Mina in Mercedes match. But you want to pair it together. Like Statler wins. She gets a hug and the belt from Tony. Tony walks off. She goes to celebrate, and then Mercedes interrupts the celebration to say, "Get out the ring." She's like, "Congratulations, I get out my ring." And then have her open challenge. Mercedes wins the belt, the ROH belt from Mina, and she goes celebrate herself. And returning the favor, uh, Statlander comes down and beats the piss out of Mercedes, and that sets up the match. Like we're going to have a match at Full Gear. That's it. So I thought that was a good way to set that up. Is Rich still here with us?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm still here. Just
Yeah.
gave you the
So
spotlight.
wow. So Rich, what were you like? What do you think of this whole setup for Full Gear?
I think the Mercedes and Statlander thing actually has some juice behind it. We obviously know they've had two awesome matches. I like the
Yeah.
the walkout, the one upsmanship that took place on
Yeah.
Sunday, and then rolled into the controversial puppet segment.
It's
I thought
controversial.
there's people that hate the puppet stuff. I thought that
It's
when you
fucking
take,
hilarious to me.
I was gonna say, I think when you take the segment for actually like what occurred in it, I think it was particularly effective in embarrassing the heel and getting
Me.
Statlander
Right.
basically like, hey, I have your number this time, essentially, and
Right.
making Mercedes scramble. Like, yeah, you're winning all this other shit, but I got the real shit, essentially.
Mer- so Mercedes. Okay. So this also fits in line with the tag team thing, right? Harley Cameron's looking for a tag team partner. You thought for sure it was going to be Statlander. Statlander now has the title, and she told her I'm preoccupied. Mercedes a couple weeks ago Harley's asked Mercedes, "Can you be with me? Can you be my tag partner? Because obviously you like when I, at times when I do the puppet thing." And then Mercedes was a dick to her. She said, "Like, no, you're a loser. Beat it, scram, kick rocks, take a long walk off a short pier." And
How does
then
one become a belt boy?
I, I don't know.
We fill out
You trying to
applications for
apply,
this, or I mean, if Mercedes need me to carry one of the belts, what else I got to do?
bro? Speaking of that, I guess we got to cut back. Look, Wednesday, yesterday was also funny because it was like a dozen of them or 10 of them. And then on Sunday, they brought out like, was it Varsity Club? What's the name of the shit? Griff Garrison was the name of that group?
Frat house.
Frat House. Griff Garrison out there. They doing the money dance, and all of them got 3 belts. That was fucking hilarious to me. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about I don't know what the application process is for those sorts of things. I don't know. Do you think that's 1099? This infinite contractor?
I mean,
You think you get medical, dental, and vision off of being a belt boy?
I'm willing to see. Like
This nigga said objectify me. uh, but yeah, oh shit. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. You stupid ass shit, Chris. God damn it. Um, oh yeah. So Mercedes was a dick to Harley uh a couple weeks ago. Harley has now found Willow as a tag partner, but she's still friends with Statlander, and she's clearly going to be the bridge for their reconnection or their like match in the future between Willow and Statlander. And so after they both interrupt each other, tag their title celebrations, whatever else on the pay per view. This is a continuation of where it's like, all right, I'm going to lure you in here because it's going to piss you off that Harley with the CEO puppet is going to, upstage Mercedes. Mercedes is going to try to bully Harley, and like once she gets close enough, I'm gonna sneak into the ring and I'm gonna drop her on this fucking cake. Like the baby face outsmarted the heel, and then the heel lost her shit, and Mercedes upset, uh, embarrassed, humiliated. Mercedes is fucking fantastic. So I love this segment.
yeah,
I
yeah. I thought it
I
was
love
really
this segment.
effective. Yeah.
Yeah, like I thought it was super effective. Like, look, man, how do I say this? Don't sound freaked out. How
That
do I
cake
say this?
looked
Don't
good as
sound
hell
freaked out.
too. I don't know if it's just I've been working out real hard of late, but
Uh,
yeah, that cake looked good as hell.
okay, okay. This is what I'll say. When the baby face gets food thrown in their face, it's always fun. But Mercedes, when she's humiliated, she's like she gives off like whiny girl very well, like whiny mean girl very well. Like can't dish what she takes, dish out what she takes,
Yep.
or she can't take what she dishes out. That's the best way to put it because that's actually the correct way to put it. So like when she wants like she almost wants to throw a fucking tantrum. She wants to scream that she's like has all that shit on her face and she's covered up. It was great. It was great. It was great. Yeah. So I people they didn't like us as the puppet is like it's an ongoing thing with the puppet. There's lore to the puppet with Mercedes. Yeah,
Puppet
I get that.
lore.
I get that. You might find it ridiculous that she's entertaining this, but it's like it's pro wrestling. She's a ridiculous person.
Yeah, like, and I think like the fact that Mercedes plays it so straight is the charm of it. It's like this shit
Right.
like earnestly annoys me. It's like get the fuck out of here. Like is she's so
Yes.
pissed at the sight that she's just as mad as you are about it. Look,
Right.
put yourself in Mercedes' shoes. How about you try to relate? Like
Yeah. Yeah, and like you mean to tell me? Look, she hates the fucking puppet. So it is in pro wrestling. You know the history of pro wrestling. If there's food or whatever else it's going, someone's getting thrown into it or getting thrown at somebody. She throws the puppet into the cake, and then the puppet has to sell, and Harley has to sell with the fuck puppet in her hand. The puppet has to sell like it's embarrassed, like Mercedes is. It's soon to be, and then sure enough, the real size Mercedes gets thrown into the cake, and she that's even worse. It was great. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe it's hard to suspend disbelief that Mercedes will fall for this, but like it's pro wrestling. We've seen wrestlers fall for dumber shit. It was a great shit head one for Mercedes. I loved it.
yeah. Um, moving on. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe 5 had another one.
Five.
They
I
I don't think
I
look.
mean I go.
No. I said this was the 5th match. That's what I was saying. Not
Oh,
five
okay.
stars. No.
Okay. Okay.
I was gonna say I think their dynasty match is still their gold standard. But this one was pretty damn good too.
Yeah, this match was great. Loved it. And just the story of like, all right, the brain busters, the froggy bows, the three froggy bows couldn't put him away, so he goes for a J driller and just didn't work out. Even the J driller can put him away. Like Fletcher's on a roll. I think they have great chemistry. Obviously, it's one of their best match, but it's like, I thought this match was awesome. The dick kick was also a nice touch. It was pretty much a straightforward fair match until just the very end. So liked it. And I think they kind of have to keep Fletcher, keep an edge to Fletcher that he'll take the easy way out because, like,
People want to
I
cheer
mean,
him
what?
badly.
Because he's so good. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really, he can. It's easy not to keep heat on him because of how good he is. And like that's why I think that's why the beginning of that match is important. Like they went slow, and he did a lot of posing around to let you know, like, hey man, I know I'm awesome, but like I'm a bad guy here. You gotta hate that
Right.
I have a rippling physique. Like you're supposed to hate this, and like you're supposed to get behind Mark Briscoe, and they did. I thought this match was another effective, Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher match, and I just, Fletcher just he don't miss, and neither does Mark Briscoe either, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. What do you think we're going to see this match? Because they teased it, they did the whole thing where he asked for
I,
another
I
match, and he told him no,
I think they need to wrap it up at this point. Like just like the next match we're
unless
going
he's
to
going to
talk
win.
about, unless Mark's going to win too. Yeah, but
Right.
I'm already at the wrap it up point. And then like the next match we're going to talk about, the trios match,
Hmm.
they're still continuing this for some reason, just because the Hurt Syndicate needs to find ways to lose matches. So you still got to throw Ricochet out there. I feel like Ricochet should get a raise from all this. This was made a number one contendership trios match. Um, uh, I don't know.
Match is good. Match is
Match
good.
match was
But
cool. But then I was just like, what did Ricochet get out of any of this? And then
well, you know what he got out of it. He was dead to rights the same way that MVP was dead to rights in the first match. He was going to get hit by three finishers, but like for some reason Bishop Khan said, you know what, I'll be doing the jobbing tonight, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't, I don't.
Why are all the finishes so weird? That's a
I don't know if they're
rhetorical
necessarily. I
question.
don't know if they're necessarily weird. It just feels like they're everything. Like unless you have your antennas raised up, everything seems suspicious.
Yeah. It all, and then like, for
And then the next,
MVP,
and then Wednesday, the next, you're like, okay,
look, for,
okay,
for MVP to have to get convinced to submit, the manager, I might add, he has to be distracted first. From Ricochet, and I'm just like the fake jobs are running afoot. He won't even lose a Samoa Joe, James. This is a man in a
right.
world title program right now. He's like, nah, brother, we need me distracted. We need some type of chaos in order to initiate this
And
match ending.
then,
And you are the
and then after
manager.
Rich, and then after the match, MVP gets up, says, Bobby, Shelton, it was them. And then they ran up the stage or jogged up the ramp, and then the man ran away from the niggas that just had a match. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but we just talked about Mercedes and Statlander interrupting each other, and then after Mercedes won her match, Statlander came down to the ring to whoop that ass because Mercedes just had a match. She's tired. They just had a match. Run. Oh my God! It is Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, and a nigga that walks around with a cane. All right, man. All right.
I'm tired of it, man.
Okay.
I'm tired of it, man. I'm just it's like, what are
Now
we
for
doing?
me, I thought that I thought her syndicate was going to win. I'd be like, good, fine.
Same.
Win,
Because like
win
if
the
they get them
titles,
belts, if they
and
get them
you can be in
belts,
that division by yourself over
it
there,
dies
away.
basically with them. Like that whole shit just like you notice how
More,
they keep
and,
sliding down one more.
and you can move it to Saturdays.
Right. And
Nope.
then now it's like, well, what the fuck? They're just circling the drain with Ricochet again. And it's like, well, what are we doing? Like, is anybody gonna have a singles match? Is anybody gonna try to end this? Like, you already did 2 street fights. What are we doing? Then again, good point. Slash basically says, was this CK not wanting to deal with them with belts again? Yeah, because then you would have to find a way to take them off them.
Maybe.
You could just add ninjas or another team or anything like that. A ladder match, something like that. That's what all these great stipulation matches were over the years.
And I quit or Texas Death Match where you say I quit or you tap out instead of getting pinned on the mat for 3. You can say that. Look, there's kind of a story with these Big John Moxley jobs.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's not nearly as bad as this, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, hey, like he is doing these big blow up jobs, but these jobs, if you want to be cynical, it's like he's not getting put away. He's getting tapped out.
Yeah,
And he's
man.
getting tapped out. These ways where it's like, of course you get tapped out. He's getting choked to death with a chain.
God damn
Yeah,
it.
he's gonna die instead, right? He's like, come on.
Escape the Cage Trios, bring it back. Oh my God.
The what?
The
What is
Escape the
that?
Cage. That's what the House of Black was doing before
That's right.
with
I forgot.
FTR and like Daniel Garcia or
I
some shit
forgot.
like that.
I forgot. I forgot.
It's the same
Huh.
shit.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
I
Oh, I'm
mean,
tired of this.
I
I'm
I, I
tired of
would
this, bro.
I would say that people are having a lot more fun with the Hurt Syndicate in general in front of live crowds than they had with House of Black. So there is that.
I agree. I agree.
There is that. So
Um,
you know,
$500,000 tag team match. The Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. I was told Jack Parrish should just leave this company. What do we need him for? I heard all the back talk. I seen people, just think Luchasaurus is just this fucking one note gimmick. The Young Bucks have been on fire this entire year. I expected greatness, and they fucking delivered. This was the first great match of the night, and it was just like what else is there to expect? You know, Jack Perry back on pay-per-view, you know.
Why would
Expect
you type that?
greatness.
Why
Expect
would you type that? Splash
expect
size.
greatness, you know.
Can I get a 5 minute timeout or ban on slash size? Come on, man. Like,
This is a pay-per-view. Jack Perry respect his name. I mean, all he had to do was flips again. This is the guy I
hey,
always said he was
look,
there.
pay-per-view Jack Perry was a thing, and then he said, I'm going to drive around in a bang bus," and he said it'd be the scapegoat. The scapegoat is one of the worst things that ever happened to that man.
Like it
Aren't you
fooled
glad? Aren't you glad the scapegoat is gone?
look, it fooled people into like people really bought it. That this man
Hey,
had nothing
man,
to offer.
there. Look, when you go out here and you say, "Hey, I'm going to have worse matches on purpose," it no. Everyone, no one in their right mind would think, you know what, this wrestler trying to have worse matches on purpose. No, we'd be like, hey man, he's cooked right now. He's cooked. Because why would you have worse matches on purpose? John Moxley, Young Bucks, Jack Perry, in different earlier iterations over the last couple years. Why would you have worse matches on purpose? And then what they stopped doing, they stopped doing that, and they were like, oh, okay, it's not our fault, it's your fault. It's
Yeah,
their fault for fucking that up.
yeah. Always believed. They get the 500K. I think this hit all the obviously the great spots, the build of the match, and they kept like it's like they kept peaking the crowd over and over again, and they just like they're masters, like the Young Bucks, and
The
it's just like
When the Young Bucks hit the Phoenix in Penta,
that was amazing.
double foot stomp, spike stuff, power driver, and then Nick Jackson did the Phoenix tope out the ring to clear out the tag team partner. I was like, I loved it, and at the same time, it was like, fuck, they're over there, and they're not being allowed to be themselves. Fuck. It depressed me slightly, but then I got back to the match. This match was fucking awesome. I think second match of the night. So yeah, that's awesome. And it's like Jurassic Express is back. You got Brodito, got the Young Bucks, FTR's cooking,
Jet
got Jet
Speed,
Speed. We have a tag division again, folks.
yeah, bro.
It
Did
t-
you
it
mention
it, it
Brodito?
took a
Did you
Yeah,
mention?
yeah, yeah. Yes, I mentioned the tag team
Yeah,
champions. Yes, I mentioned the tag champions had the best match on the show. Yes. But and it's like, yeah, man. And then you have whatever iterations you want to throw out of conglomeration, whatever iterations you want to throw out of, or combination is a better way to put it, of Death Riders. It's like, this is awesome. Like we're like we are back to like the first, what, 3 years of AEW before it got kind of weird.
yeah,
So happy
yeah. There's
because this company, regardless of what people say, because they they were taught, or they grew up on something different. This company has lived and ran and thrived off of factions and tag team wrestling. And now that we have what seems to be conglomeration versus Death Riders, and we have this, like, it appears to be like a reunion type that's setting up for the elite with Jack Perry and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Whenever like it breaks bad with the Callis family, when Okada turns on the
dog.
Young Bucks,
When Kenny came
it's,
out
it's
there,
setting up.
when he came out there shirtless, by the way, um,
Can I say my shit? All right. So Kenny Omega decides to show up to make the save shirtless on a show that he's unbooked for. Why? Where? What? What is he doing?
look, he didn't save Hangman later. That man had one save to use, and he used it right here or whatever. And fucking
Oh, like he's like VC, or
yeah,
not VC. So it's like, yeah. Like it's like a shit you can like a skill tree. Like you only have a certain number of credits for a skill tree. I locked down here for Jack Perry, but not for paying it out of page.
That's amazing, isn't it? But fucking Kenny comes out, bro. When he came out, the Young Bucks looked fucking terrified, like they was gonna shit themselves. I thought he was gonna say, "Get your fucking ass in the ring," like, and I thought they was gonna listen. But
That's basically what they look. They were looking. They were like they even look at me. Were like it's almost like
he
get your
might
ass in
whoop,
there and save Jack Perry. And let's just they lost the money. They poor. They broke.
bro. They looked
Jack
at
Perry had that. Jack Perry had that $500,000 in that bag and had literally handed them a single stack.
bro.
He was like, it's all good, bro. Here's $1,000.
Here's a
No,
rack,
actually, no. It was actually it was more, given there was it was probably $5,000 they handed them, but still, it was like you gave them a tenth. Sorry,
get him a tip,
yeah, actually you gave them a 1% of this shit. You're an asshole. And then they
bro.
were like, and then out comes downtown B teamers came out there to whoop that ass,
Bro.
and then like
The Young Bucks looked at Kenny
they're going.
Omega like he was gonna whoop their ass by himself.
And that's the second time that this happened where it's like Kenny Omega or the Young Bucks have seen Kenny Omega while the Don Callis family out there and they don't know and they're kind of
Yeah,
washing their hands of it. So yeah, it's gonna happen where they reunite again.
hopefully they can do it right. Hopefully they can do it right. Because
Yeah,
they
okay.
almost
So
never do.
are you ready for so you mean to tell me you ready for Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Hurt Syndicate?
Absolutely not.
No? You don't want to see that?
Absolutely not. No interest.
You don't you don't want to see Matt Jackson take the pin for MVP. Because Matt Jackson loved being the pin eater, and MVP. If you're like, if you want to do it, look you niggas, hey, balling on these niggas.
Dog, I be seeing that MVP ball and shit. I'm like, bro, who gives a fuck about this, bro? Like, it's just
He
like,
did that shit to Joe last night.
I
I was like,
know.
all right, man, this is an old nigga doing a pin for another old nigga. Fair enough, whatever, man,
Yeah, look,
whatever.
that's why I saw MVP probably kicking out the one wing angel. Yeah, he might.
Now,
Um,
I did like how they protected the Jay Driller one, like when Fletcher hit it the other night because he got a finger on the rope. He didn't kick out. It was similar to how Okada survived the one where Angel White couldn't get a leg or a foot on the rope back when they wrestled in I think it was the Dominion match when that happened.
yep.
Like ain't no kicking out, but you can put a hand. You can survive it. You just can't kick out.
So first two matches on this show, we had FTR and Jet Speed, which was an awesome match. Started midway
That's so
through
fun,
because it started on the pre-show and they did the old WCW thing, which apparently caused discourse from the dumbest people.
bro. I heard about this, watched it, and as they get into the ring, there's like 7 minutes left, and you hear Shivani and you hear Excalibur say, "This match might go into the pay per view." They told you what was going to happen. This had to have been people that were set that did not watch pre-show. If you watched the
Hold
pre-show,
on
you knew
yourself.
this was happening. You knew this was happening. There's no way they're going to do like think about how just think of timing, right? If they get the bell rings, there's only like 6 minutes left. To get off air, that means that match has to go like 4 minutes, 4 minutes and 30 seconds at the longest. There's no way they're doing that to those four.
Right.
So you knew they were going. So you knew they were going into the pay per view. You knew that,
Right.
and the match was good as fuck. I
Look,
don't get it.
these are the people that are constantly trying to undercut your enjoyment of this shit, and they don't want it to exist. This is it. This is a prime example. And then we had Hater and Tekla too. No, there's some super rock solid match with them. Hater goes over, kind of as expected, and you know,
You know what I like?
I like the team that Tekla's in with Queen Eminata. Their fucking tag finisher, that headbutt into the fucking
Oh, the headbutt into the Haterade? Yeah,
Woo,
yeah,
nigga. Like,
yeah. Yeah. When they who did they hit with that? because that was that 4-way tag match. Who was it? Who was it that they hit with that? Was that Penelope they hit
I
with
think it
that?
was. I think it was. Yeah, her or Sky Blue, one of the
Yeah,
two.
no, it had to be Penelope because they beat Penelope, so they because on the bracket was, or remember the winner get to call their opponent, so like Amanada and Hayter called out um uh Sky Blue and Julia Hart. So
Yep.
like it would have made sense for them to beat them and ask for the match because that's something Hills would do. So
Yeah.
like yeah, so that set them up on that side on the left side of the bracket to do that way. So they end up pinning Penelope because Penelope can eat a pin.
This
But yeah, I
tournament is
thought it was
fucking light years in front of the tag team cup tournament from the pandemic days.
yeah. So yes, it is. So I saw that and I saw where my immediate thought was, okay, so this is how they get Mercedes and Tony Storm on pay per view, without you know, this is how they do that. Or actually, no, I'm saying it back. Mercedes, I forgot that Mercedes in the match with Stanley, but like this is how they get Tony Storm on pay per view, putting her in the final. So she's going through, and then the other side is probably Jamie Hitter and Amanada. I mean, they could do Willow in Harley Karen, but like this David Babyface, and like you know that Harley is a loser. Like, do you want to put her on pay per view, even in a tag situation? I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder how it's gonna go. I haven't worked it all out yet, but yeah, I mean, I think it was interesting to kick Hangman basically to Saturday. Um, they're rebuilding Collision apparently. There's a
Yes,
strong
they are.
Collision lineup.
That Moxley and O'Reilly rematch is on Collision.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they were doing a rematch.
Uh, no, I'm sorry. They after all the fighting when they did the no D or the DQ finish and then the tag the trios match on Dynamite. They did Ishii. They're doing Ishii
Pack.
and Pac. Yep. They might be doing that. They might be doing that Death Rider match I just proposed. I can't remember. My brain just remembers stuff and forgot it. I might have fucked up and said the wrong thing. Y'all correct me in the chat, whatever else. But like they did set up Collision. They are rebuilding it definitely. FTR and the Young Bucks tagging
Yes, that's
versus
hilarious. How they
who
set
are they
it up.
tagging against?
Jet Speed and Jurassic Express.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
It's a $400,000 match, right? That's what they
Yep.
called it.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you got Tony Khan on television, which is hilarious at all times.
Kind of fresh too. I like the suit that he had on. Look, step up from his normal wear.
I was surprised, like, man, you need to be in that bathroom cooking up what you've been cooking up. So I don't need you on screen. I need look because especially with the Young Bucks with Jack Perry back on TV, we don't need you on screen. We don't need that.
Stay out. But that's all I got, man.
Yeah, same here. I like what they're setting up for the women's tag team thing. I like Statlander in Mercedes. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do for what we're going to do. We're going to put Joe in a page, but yeah, like I like the directions, and then like obviously they're clearly going to do something pay per view between um collaboration and Death Rider. That's where they moved on, and like Darby seems to be attached to Death Riders or sorry, collaboration right now, so to continue that. So yeah,
Well, I thought Darby was about to say some bullshit when they handed him the microphone. Luckily, he was just normal. But he,
I
like,
thought it was good. Oh, you thought he was going to
when we
say?
hand Darby, like I don't know if I like Darby's character. Like when he talks, it's just like
I get. I
he normally just goes into like these weird shoot comments and all this shit, and it's like,
Oh yeah, he
bro,
does
what
that
the fuck
sometimes.
are you
Like
talking about? Like,
yeah, yeah, he does that. He will do that from time to
so
time. Every
so
meetings.
for him to just like kind of keep it above board, mostly, I was like, oh, okay, I'll shut the fuck up
So
this time.
so speaking of that, you don't like his character, right? So remember we talked about what he did on the go home shit, or no, the week before that, or no, I can't remember. Like when he showed up with the Molotov cocktail in that backpack, right? When he walked down um the ramp during his entrance at WrestleDream, and he had on the military jacket and he had a backpack, I was like, run!
Everyone.
Run! Everyone run! Everyone run! People are in danger. Look. They're. I'm sure he was able to get into that building without a going through a metal detector. Run. And then, sure enough, what would he do? Pull all them fucking weapons out the bag. And he had a military. I was like, oh boy, this is real sketchy. Real sketchy. But yeah,
Wow.
that's a character, boy. That's a real character.
All right, man. I guess we should leave it here, bro.
Yep. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. If you are watching from the stream, be sure to go to the show notes when the show is up, and you can donate to our Reciprocal link. The link will be in the descriptions. And also be sure to check out the other shows on the network. Besides One Nation Radio, you have Keep It Strong Style, All Things Elite, AEW Match Guide, Imp's Adventure, the Church Sarah Wrestling Podcast, Tunnel Talk, and Wrestling Art with Chris Things. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Peace. And we will have the streams worked out hopefully in the coming weeks. So appreciate you guys bearing with us. All right, y'all. We wrapping up. Peace.
There you go.